And this is In My Crosshairs, Conversations with Niehaus. Here I will talk about my own views and also interview thought leaders and political players throughout our country and internationally. You as viewers are invited to participate, to share with each other, to invite other viewers, to register, and of course, all important, hit that notification bell so that you're always part of this important conversation and engagement on our revolutionary journey for a more just and radically transformed South Africa.
Isibongo zika Niehaus. Angazitha omhlophe qonda bezitha. Inyoni emhlophe kwajengelanda ephula amaphiwa zamazama umhlaba. Inkanyamba endizele phezulu nyakazi bhakabhaka upangazitha omhlophe qonda bezitha umshawo wa monopoly capital elanga lishisa babaleka ongqowa kunezise inkulu bacasha patriot babazonina imthandela bethu mahashula kanacala upangazitha imthandela bethu FIFA nqamalala upangazitha imthandela bethu umnotho nomhlaba ufinyelele ezandleni zabantu abamnyama omhlophe qonda bezitha imthande ngokubusa nokukhuthaza iradical economic transformation wangadibala Niehaus umafele empini njengesotsha uma kade bona eHollywood lesihonga amazigahla amabhunu bandlulula abaleka mayimbona umbulali wabulala apartheid ngamazwi umthakatho indaba walo mbuso bandlululo qede South Africa yaba kwidemocracy isibhamu esikhumela thule house bathukizana uSirili onondaba abahleka abafayitsini kwemagwalandini la kuyofika khona umkhonto esizwe kuyoqhumisa.
Good afternoon. In an hour's time, President Cyril Ramaphosa will be delivering his presidential budget speech. This is in my view. And in my view, the hourglass is running empty for Cyril Ramaphosa. The last couple of days, we had to hear how President Cyril Ramaphosa covered up serious crimes at his Palapala farm. How he used the head of his protection unit to behave like a mafia thug and interrogator, not report the crime to the police, follow the criminals not only in South Africa, but across the border into Namibia. How he co-conspired with the president of Namibia to get the main culprit illegally abducted, brought back over the borders of South Africa, breaking all international immigration law, take him back together with the rest of the criminals to the site of the crime, interrogate and torture them in the lounge of the president's house. Then pay them off like the mafia used to do, or probably still do, to keep quiet. Well, is this the behavior of someone who made an oath as the President of South Africa that he will uphold the laws of our country? Is this the behavior of someone who has the interests, and especially the economic interests, of our country at heart? Breaking foreign exchange laws, not declaring huge amounts of cash, far above what the FICA amended legislation of 2017 allows, in his house. No declaration to the South African Reserve Bank, no declaration, also declaration for tax, to the South African Revenue Services. So President Ramaphosa, when in an hour's time he is presenting his presidential departmental budget speech, must tell us why he's behaving like a thug, a criminal, and a mafia boss. The only reasonable thing that President Ramaphosa can do now is to step aside. That is the minimum. Actually, far more should happen. He should resign. He should be impeached. Because our country cannot be a banana republic. Our country cannot be a place where a criminal is in charge. Now, I've not even spoken about the expectations that we should, as reasonable South Africans, have for this budget vote. How we should expect President Ramaphosa to talk about economic development, especially about the empowerment of the vast majority of black poor. How we should expect him to address the growing gap between the rich and the poor, the huge unemployment figures which increase almost by the day. How we should expect him to deal with the crisis at Eskom and the continuing load shedding and the terrible economic consequences that it has for our country and the manner in which it impacts on the daily lives of every South African. I haven't even touched on any of that. Because the events of the last couple of days, together with what we know already about how President Ramaphosa became the president of the African National Congress through large-scale, massive bribing, through funds of R1 billion or more, that are now covered because our corrupt judiciary are hand in hand working with him to keep those CR17 bank accounts secret. I've not even touched on any of these issues. Because by now, we've reached the point where it is evident that the mafia boss, the thug, Cyril Ramaphosa, cannot deliver any salvation to us as South Africans. With the latest evidence compiled together with what we know about the involvement of his son in Bosasa and how he covered it up, and the findings of the public protector in that regard, what we know about the vote buying in 2017, as I've said, and now this thuggery of both a local and international scale. This presidential budget vote should deliver only one thing, and one thing alone. Cyril Ramaphosa must go, and he must go now. Any day longer for him in the presidency is a day too long for the future of us as South Africans, for the future of our children, which he is destroying by the minute. So, let me say to President Ramaphosa, while I take a sip of my coffee, cheers. Get the hell out of the union buildings. We've had enough. You do not deserve to be our president.
Isibongo sika Niehaus. Isibongo sika Niehaus. Inyoni emhlophe ekwanjengelanda ebhula amaphiwa zamazama umhlaba. Inkanyamba endizele phezulu anyakazi bhakabhaka. umshawe wathi Monopoly Capital ilanga lishisa babaleka ongcoka kulezi senkulu baqesha phansi wedaba zone na imthande lapha ethi mahashula kanacala umpangazida imthande lapha ethi FIFA nqamalala umpangazida imthande lapha ethi umnotho nomhlaba ufinyelele ezandleni zabantu abamnyama umhlophe eqwandaba ezitha imthande ngokutusa nokukhuthaza iradical economic transformation wangadlike bala Niehaus umafele empinje ngesotsha uma kade bona eHollywood olesihonga amazikahle amabhunu obandlulula yabaleka mayembona